Welcome to a brand new hour of Hot Stove. Harold Reynolds, Robert Flores, Lauren Shahadi, Keith Costas. On Saturday, the Dodgers had their fan fest. All the big stars were there, even their new stars. It's a galaxy of stars, including Teoscar Hernandez.
It was a vibe that you just think positive of everything that you, like when you get to the field, everything that you see is positive. And when you got that, it's when everything that you do, you do it like with 200%, trying to do it better and trying to do it good for that fan base and the team.
What it meant to so many people, day in and day out, when I'm out and about in the community, people coming up to me and telling me what that home run, the World Series, the championship meant to them. I think that's why we all play sports, is to bring joy and memories and create those kind of things for the fans. And to be able to do that for these fans, I think that was pretty special.
Mookie, Shohei, they're talking about legacy. They're talking about going back to back. And then also now we're introducing guys that are new to this city, this organization, that are hungry to get a championship. So I think that melding all these guys together, we're going to really continue to just take off.
All right, meantime, there was a bit of news coming out of FanFest regarding Shohei Ohtani. This tweet reads, Shohei Ohtani said he's on schedule right now in his recovery from shoulder surgery. Remember the injury he suffered during the World Series. But he doesn't have a set date in mind for his return to the mound. He'll know more once he starts throwing bullpens. Meantime, Dave Roberts said May, quote, sounds about right, but could be earlier. Now, we already knew that Shohei Ohtani was not going to be available to pitch right away when the season starts. Remember, the Dodgers will open the season in Japan this year. But May, does that, how does that, when you hear that as the timetable, that seems about right to me.
It's about right, maybe a little earlier, because they had to pull Shohei back. He's such a workhorse. Like, if you remember watching the video during the postseason before he got injured with the shoulder in the World Series.
Yeah.
I really believe he was going to pitch in the World Series.
Roberts had to come out and say, no, he is not going to pitch.
He thought he was going to pitch.
Yeah.
That was a workout, not, oh, I'm rehabbing. That was, I'm coming in. If you need me, I am here to pitch. So the shoulder injury set him back.
Yeah.
No doubt. They thought his season would be definitely over at the point it injured, and he still came out trying to play. That's the kind of competitor he is.
It just stinks that they don't have the kind of depth to cover it.
Yeah, what a shame, huh?
Yeah, it's a shame.
They just got a few people. We're still going to see Yamamoto and Sasaki in the 2 games in Japan. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
And Shohei's still going to be hitting. He's just not going to be pitching. So we're going to see this team. It's going to be fun to watch. But, yeah, that injury set him back a little bit. He'll be ready.
I don't think that and maybe I missed it, but I didn't realize until they were talking about this that it was a torn labrum.
Right.
You know, I knew obviously it was a shoulder. I did not realize it was a torn labrum.
Yeah, a little more severe than.
A little bit more severe than what I thought. Tyler Glasnow is among that star-studded rotation for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And during FanFest, he had a unique comparison in what this 2025 Dodger team might look like.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like the Avengers. It's like the Monstars. It's the best team I've ever been on, and it's just to be a part of that team, and then just to have so many, not only good players, but like just good dudes and guys you want to hang out with for 9 months out of the year. That's a pretty rare thing. So they've put together a really special team, like on and off the field type of guys.
Well, depending on your perspective, they could be the Legion of Doom. I mean, so as you take a look at all the additions and all the subtractions, I will take issue little bit with Tyler. I don't like you mixing genres. If you're going to be Marvel, stay with Marvel. Don't go Marvel and then talk about Space Jam with Michael Jordan. So,
yeah. But
I mean,
well, that's the only way
the Avengers fits.
It's the only way they're going to get beat, though. If someone zaps their powers like in Space Jam. This team is deep. I want to get this into. The Dodgers do it right.
Sure.
I mean, all their players are there at the Fan Fest.
That's a good point.
They live in the L.A. area. If you need a Dodger star, they show up. This guy's going to be here. This guy's going to. Their star players buy into what they're doing. And that's part of who they select will be a Dodger. Are you going to show up when we need you? Are you going to make appearances? So a lot of guys don't make appearances. They don't sign autographs. They're not going out for early BP on the field. You know, those are the things that they You gotta entertain our fans. We're entertainment, not only just winning games. We're going to entertain.
No, and look, I can only speak to my limited time just covering them during the World Series.
Yeah.
The media relations staff, the team, the big stars, they were all available, all cooperative, and that's not always the case.
No.
So if I were to tell you Dodgers or the field in 2025, who are you taking?
I got Dodgers all day long.
Really?
They're winning it all.
Okay.
You're going field.
I'm gonna go with the field just because, you know, it just by the numbers, and baseball's weird. That being said, yes, the Dodgers are deservedly so the overwhelming favorite to win it all.
I'm such rare company. Like I see
look
dynasties. I grew up watching the UCLA Bruins.
Look at this.
Everybody was against them. They're going to win. The Chiefs are going to win. That's just, we're in the dynasty when these teams get on runs.
Yeah.
No, everybody wants to turn their back on them instead of celebrate them.
Hey, dynasties are good for sports.
Yeah.
People like to root against them, but look at the ratings this past World Series for the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Two big power cornerstone franchises.
Good team.
So it's going to be tough to stop them, though. That's for sure. All right, let's talk about the team that is in that division alongside the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Diego Padres. They've given the Dodgers fits at various points here recently. They had their fan fest, and here's some reaction from that recent gathering.
Yeah, I think we still have a ton of potential and talent. You know, I think if we keep striving to maximize what we got, we can be really good. Yeah, I mean, there's different things, working on some different pitches, maybe adding something here or there. Right now I've been tinkering with a kind of a real changeup, or an arm speed changeup, and a two-seam.
It's fun being back out in San Diego. I mean, I've been here for like a week, and even just like stupid things getting recognized on the street, it's fun. And everybody's saying go Padres, and everybody's saying we should have had them last year, and we're excited to try to go further than we did last year.
Bogey being able to finish last year at shortstop, and then be able to get into the off season, and you know, it's maybe more of a question for AJ, but once we realized that the way the team was getting built, looked like that, you know, it was an opportunity for Bogey to play short. So had a great conversation with Bogey probably a month ago with AJ, and you know, he had already had his head around wanting and been training to go back and play shortstop, very enthusiastic about it. So it was a combination of things, which in turn got Crony over to second base, and he's in a good headspace with that as well.
So second-year manager Mike Schilt talking about Xander Bogaerts going to start the season playing shortstop. There was a little bit of an influx as far as that goes in 2024 as you take a look at the lineup here. Errol, there's a little bit more uncertainty surrounding this team than the team we were talking about previous, the Los Angeles.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if they put that lineup back up there and bring them all back, then that's a pretty competitive team.
Let's roll.
Yeah, but I don't know if all those players will be part of that roster, and that's the question mark. Well, let's talk about Xander going back to short. I don't have a problem with it. I know other people do. I learned this early on in my life, in my career, talking with Ozzie Smith. And when I grew up and I watched Ozzie make all these unbelievable plays, right? And he said they should get less the older you get. And it wasn't because you can't move. It's because you learn the league. You know where to stand.
Makes sense.
This guy, I'm not going to get fooled by this ground ball because I'm going to be standing there now. And with advanced analytics and all the things that we have today with the metrics and everything else, you should be able to place your defense where range really does not come into a factor.
Yeah.
So if Xander can catch the ball and throw it across the diamond, it's not that big of a deal that he moves back to shortstop. That's my take.
That's fair. So if we can assume, and rightly so, that the Dodgers are going to be picked to win that division, who is right behind them? Is it the Padres, the Diamondbacks?
I got the D-backs.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks have leapfrogged everybody. And if the Dodgers were not doing what they did and have built the club, I would have picked the Diamondbacks over last year's Dodger team. But this year's Dodger team is that much better than last year's Dodger team.
Yeah.
But the Diamondbacks are a really, really solid team. They may be, as I look at the National League, they're in my top 3 or 4. The Diamondbacks.
Well, I hope
they're that good.
I hope the Padres can keep it going. They've got a great thing going. That atmosphere at Petco Park in San Diego. It's a great watch whenever they're on and playing in front of those rabid fans. So hopefully they can keep the momentum going in 2025. We talked with Taylor Trammell, brand new Astro in hour number 1. He was at Astros Fan Fest recently, and among the things that came out as speculation continues about Jose Altuve possibly moving from second base to the outfield, Hall of Famer Craig Biggio was at Astro Fan Fest, and he knows something about changing positions. Listen to this.
I was only there about a half a year, so I mean, then I went back to second, so it was kind of like I went back home again, so it was good. But it was, again, there's just, there's just this. You just need to go play it and get out there and get acclimated to it as quick as you can, and if it is going to happen, then you'll have enough time to retrain and take care of all that.
Yeah, Biggio, as he was talking about what advice he would give Jose Altuve if that is something the Astros decide to do.
Stay at second, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, Biggio obviously came up as a catcher, played some second, then late in his career was in the outfield to make room for Jeff Kent, who played second base. I don't know.
But he did say it only lasted a half a season.
That's true. I don't. I know Jose Altuve is saying all the right things and trying to do everything he can, I'm sure, to make sure that Alex Bregman returns. I just don't know Altuve in left field. I don't know how that would work.
The interesting thing is Biggio went to center. And I remember him having a tough time judging balls, charging balls. When do I come in hard? Do I dive? Nobody's behind me. Left field, you have the big wall. So Jose is only playing about 250 feet away from home plate.
Right.
He's covering a little small section. If he can figure out how to do that, okay, I can understand that.
Now, this is Craig Biggio playing center field. Nice little sliding catch there. That's, of course, when they used to have Towles Hill, which added another layer of difficulty. Shout out to Richard Hidalgo out there in right field. They had some really good teams there.
That's a big field, man.
But yeah, I think that the Astros would prefer not to have Altuve in left. That's just
I would prefer not to have Altuve. Now, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's forgetting. Okay, we'll move Jose to left field. What are you doing with Alvarez?
Well,
who does not want a DH?
Well, I know that the Astros want to have Yordan Alvarez play less in the field. They still want to kind of sprinkle him out there, and I know Yordan likes playing out there as well.
Yep.
But I think they want to try to do everything they can to keep him as healthy as they can.
I think, we've discussed this before. I don't know if it was with you or not, but I've watched it firsthand. You just can't say, hey, this guy's a DH and he'll hit. I'm sorry. Guys do not like to pinch hit 4 times in a game. It takes a lot of getting used to.
Yeah.
And
I think Yordan, if he had his druthers, I think he would be out there probably more than what the Astros would be comfortable with. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's take a quick time out here on Hot.
そして今シーズンのドジャースについて語るたびに感じるのはやはりこのチームの特別さです。ワールドシリーズ優勝という偉業を成し遂げた直後も彼らはただ満足するのではなくさらに高みを目指す姿勢を見せています。ファンフェストでの熱気あふれる雰囲気を見てもわかるようにこのチームがどれだけファンに愛され、そしてファンと共に歩んでいるのかが伝わってきます。ドジャースの選手たちは、ただ試合に勝つことだけを考えているわけではありません。彼らはその勝利がファンにどれほどの意味を持つのかを理解し、その一瞬一瞬を大切にしているのです。今シーズン、最も注目されるのはやはり大谷翔平選手のピッチング復帰時期でしょう。手術の影響もあり、早くても5月中旬まではマウンドに立たない見込みですが、ドジャースには彼をじらせる必要がないほどの圧倒的な戦力があります。山本投手、グラスノー投手、スネル投手、さらには佐々木朗まで投手という、まるでオールスター級のローテーションが揃っています。この充実した投手陣によって、大谷選手は 100% の状態で戻ってくるまでじっくりと調整することができるでしょう。開幕から全力で飛ばすよりも、シーズンを通じて万全の状態を維持することが重要です。ドジャースは、長期的な視点でチームを作り上げることに長けた球団であり、その戦略の下で彼が最高のパフォーマンスを発揮できる環境が整えられています。そして、チーム全体を見渡すと、ドジャースはまさにスーパーチームと呼ぶにふさわしい陣容を誇っています。ワールドシリーズを制覇した後でも補強の手を緩めることなく、 さらに強化されたブルペンにはトレイネン投手やカービー、イエーツ投手、さらには今を不最大の目玉であるタナー、スコット投手まで加わりました。これほどの補強を進めながらも、選手たちは決して個人プレーに走ることなく、お互いを支え合いながらチームとしての結束を深めています。この姿勢こそが、ドジャースが単なるスター軍団ではなく、チームとしての強さを持つ理由なのです。また、ドジャースがこれほどまでに成功を収めている理由の一つに、チームの文化があります。ただ強い選手を集めるだけではなく、選手たちが本当にプレーしたいと思える環境を整えています。その結果、今やフリーエージェント市場では、ドジャースに行きたいと考える選手が後を絶たない状況になっています。これは90年代後半のヤンキースと似た状況であり、どの選手も優勝の可能性が最も高いチームの一員になりたいと思っているのです。ある意味では、エンパイアと呼ばれることを覚悟しながらも、彼らは勝ち続けるために必要な全てを備えています。PECOTA の予想では、ドジャースの勝利数は104とされていますが、実際にはそれ以上の成績を残す可能性が高いでしょう。過去数年間、ドジャースは毎年のように100勝以上を記録し続けており、昨シーズンはわずか98勝に終わったとはいえ、それでもワールドシリーズ優勝を達成しました。今シーズンはさらにロースターが充実し、開幕から最後の試合まで圧倒的な強さを発揮することが期待されています。実際、一部の専門家は113勝も現実的とさえ予測しており、ドジャースがリーグを支配するシーズンになることは間違いありません。しかし、ただ勝利を重ねるだけではなく、ドジャースの選手たちがどれほど楽しんでプレーしているのかも印象的です。試合後のインタビューやファンフェストでの様子を見ると、彼らは単なるプロフェッショナルとしてではなく、本当に野球を愛し、仲間と共に戦うことを楽しんでいるのが伝わってきます。特にムーキー、ベッツ選手や大谷翔平選手が、レガシーについて語っていたのは印象的でした。彼らは単なる一時の成功ではなく、歴史に名を刻むようなチームを作り上げようとしているのです。ドジャースは今、まさに黄金時代の真っ只中にいます。昨シーズンの優勝で終わりではなく、新たな挑戦がすでに始まっています。彼らがどこまで勝ち続けるのか、どのような歴史を作るのか、その全てが今シーズンの楽しみとなるでしょう。そして、ファンとしてもその瞬間を一緒に味わえることが最高の喜びです。これからもドジャースのシーズンを一緒に追いかけていきましょう。試合のハイライトや選手のコメント、最新情報を見逃さないためにも、ぜひチャンネル登録をお願いします。ドジャースがどこまで進化するのか、一緒に楽しみながら見守りましょう。